The concept of God's oneness, known as Tawhid, is the cornerstone of Islamic theology. Muslims emphasize Tawhid with great fervor, considering it the essence of their faith. While Christians also believe in one God, their understanding of God's nature often includes the concept of the Trinity, which can appear to differ from Tawhid. This difference in theological emphasis raises the question, why do Muslims focus so strongly on the absolute oneness of God? To answer this, we must explore the foundations of both faiths and the theological priorities. Tawhid in Islam, the absolute oneness of God. In Islam, Tawhid is the belief in the absolute oneness, indivisibility, and uniqueness of God, Allah. This principle is encapsulated in the declaration of faith, Shahada, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Tawhid is classified into three main aspects. Tawhid al-Rububiyyah, oneness of lordship, God is the sole creator, sustainer, and ruler of the universe. Tawhid al-Uluhiyyah, oneness of worship, only God deserves worship, and no partners or intermediaries are allowed. Tawhid al-Asma wa Sifat, oneness of names and attributes, God's names and attributes are unique, without comparison or equal. This emphasis on God's singularity is rooted in the Quran, where Allah repeatedly asserts his oneness. Surah Al-Ikhlas, 112-14, say, He is Allah, who is one. Allah, the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born, nor is there to him any equivalent. Christianity's concept of God, the Trinity. Christianity also proclaims belief in one God, but this belief is expressed through the doctrine of the Trinity. According to this doctrine, God exists as three persons: the Father, the Son, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, who are distinct yet co-equal and co-eternal. The Trinity seeks to reconcile the belief in one God with the divinity of Jesus and the Holy Spirit, as reflected in verses like Matthew chapter 28 verse 19. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Why the emphasis on Tawhid in Islam? Islam considers shirk, associating partners with God, the gravest sin. Muslims believe that emphasizing Tawhid protects against any form of idolatry or deviation from pure monotheism. The Quran repeatedly warns against shirk. Surah An-Nisa, 4:48. Indeed, Allah does not forgive association with him, but he forgives what is less than that for whom he wills. Muslims view the doctrine of the Trinity as a deviation from monotheism, interpreting it as compromising God's oneness. The Quran explicitly addresses this. Surah An-Nisa, 4-171. Do not say, 3, desist. It is better for you. Indeed, Allah is but one God. The emphasis on Tawhid serves as a corrective measure to uphold God's indivisibility. Tawhid provides a straightforward and universally understandable concept of God. By emphasizing a singular, indivisible deity, Islam appeals to a wide range of cultures and beliefs without requiring complex theological constructs. Tawhid eliminates the need for intermediaries, emphasizing a direct and personal connection between individuals and God. This contrasts with some Christian practices, where saints or Jesus are seen as intercessors. How this shapes worship and practice. The emphasis on Tawhid profoundly influences Muslim worship and daily life. Muslims address God directly, without intermediaries. Visual representations of God are strictly prohibited to prevent any association of God with physical forms. All acts of devotion, whether prayer, charity, or fasting, are directed solely to Allah. Christianity's perspective. While the Trinity may appear to diverge from Tawhid, Christians argue that it does not violate monotheism. They view the three persons of the Trinity as distinct expressions of the same divine essence. However, this concept has been a source of theological debate, even within Christianity. Conclusion: Muslims emphasize Tawhid more than Christians because of its centrality to Islamic theology and its role in safeguarding pure monotheism. While Christians also believe in one God, their understanding is shaped by the doctrine of the Trinity, which introduces a complexity that Islam explicitly rejects. By upholding the absolute oneness of God, Muslims reinforce a direct, uncompromised relationship with their Creator, making Tawhid the defining feature of their faith.